Ourcast, the podcast created by Ourspot KC. Here we will celebrate the power of community, connection, and creativity within the LGBTQIA community. On today's episode, it's titled Our City, Our Spot. On this episode, we will be spotlighting the amazing work being done to build vibrant and inclusive spaces in Kansas City. From grassroots groups to bold new initiatives, we'll explore how queer-led organizations are advocating for our community and creating spaces where everyone can thrive. I'm going to be your host, Phlip, and on today's episode, I'm also joined by...
James Moran, Ourspot KC's Director of Education and Public Relations.
And I'm Alex. I'm the videographer here at Ourspot KC.
And I'm Star Palmer, Executive Director and Founder of Ourspot KC. Welcome.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today. I will start off with Star, since she is the founder. Please tell me what brought you into this work.
Really great question. I think my passion for the work, as any nonprofits, you're not here for the money. You have to really be passionate about the work that you do. And just looking at our city as a whole and how, as progressive as we are in some areas, when it came to LGBTQ topics and needs and resources, we had some work to do. And so that's what led me to founding Ourspot and what gets me up in the morning and coming to work every day.
All right, thank you for that, Star. I'm gonna move right on next to James. James, give me a reason of what brought you into this line of work.
I don't know. I've always been passionate about serving my community. I moved to Kansas City, almost 15 years ago. Started working with Star about 10 years ago, and once she had her vision in place, it was just no question that I'd be joining along for the ride.
All right, thank you for that, James. And next we have Alex. Alex, tell me what brought you into this line of work.
I really like taking videos, and I have a passion for editing and being a videographer. It's always been a passion, and the idea of being a videographer for a queer organization is a dream that any queer, trans videographer would have. I was actually blessed with the opportunity to work for Ourspot by Star and Phlip coming across one of my videos and acknowledging my talent and blessing me with an opportunity to thrive. So yeah, that's how I'm here, and yeah.
So Phlip, you asked us, so why are you here? What called you in?
I think I really missed my calling years ago. I'm passionate about it, you know. I was once where our people used to be, and I didn't have no one steer me in the right direction to try to, you know, create a better life for myself. So I'm really passionate behind the work that I do, and I love it.
And she's my case manager, so I can tell you, yeah, she's passionate about it.
I'll be ready to punch him in the throat.
Cut.
We don't do that here.
All great things. Typically, our first segment would be What's Tea? Because, you know, we always need to know what's the tea. But today we're just going to call out some things in our community that have happened and that will happen. We want to bring light to a couple of things. We had a grand opening of Q Kansas City. And Alex, you were there.
I was.
What is your take?
It was really cool. I've never been to a grand opening or ribbon cutting before in general. And I don't know, just being there, I kind of felt like VIP a little bit. The mayor was there. I got to interview him by being, you know, hyped up and getting the confidence boost by my team here to go talk to him. And after talking to him and putting the video up on TikTok, we actually got a grand 95,000 views. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So
make sure y'all follow us. What's
TikTok?
our TikTok?
Lionhouse KC.
All right. James, you were there too. How did it feel?
Well, I'm old, so it felt like that opening was really late at night. But no, it was a really good crowd. I haven't stood in a line for a club in like decades, so it made me feel young again. But no, I mean, it's the entire atmosphere is just like community support and banding together. Everything kind of falls away from the outside world when you're in a queer space like that. And we all sang along to Pink Pony Club. So, I mean, you can't cap off the night better than that, right?
Yeah, it made me feel super old because I'm looking around like, what is this song?
Yeah,
I know, don't tell nobody. Phlip, what about you? You've been to Q, right?
Yeah, good experience. I actually enjoyed myself. Granted, I'm a little bit on the older side, so it gave me bad anxiety pulling up to see a line wrapped around the building. But once you told me I didn't have to stand in line, I got a little better. But we haven't had a queer bar like that in Kansas City for a very long time where it was just really diverse.
Yeah.
I actually went back, I want to say last weekend, and it was still diverse.
Yeah.
So it was just nice to see that we have something like that forming in Kansas City.
Right, in the heart of the city. And for me, I kind of share a lot of the sentiments that have been shared. But it was great, one, at the ribbon cutting, which was the day before, we had our mayor, our city manager, and some pretty influential other city council folks there. And, what did the mayor say? Why did that video go up like that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to touch on. The mayor mentioned that he wants Kansas City to be the LGBTQ capital of America.
Westport in specific.
Westport, Missouri. People on TikTok were saying that San Francisco is actually the capital. So we're going to have to fight over that title.
Yeah. Well, we need a district first. You got Boys Town in Chicago. You got San Fran.
I feel like Westport and Broadway is like the new Haight-Ashbury, honestly.
Yeah,
Let's
for
be
sure.
honest.
Just need a Rainbow Road.
We got
have
those, remember?
crosswalks
Remember, we
everywhere.
got crosswalks.
But yeah, it was great to see the vision of it, and started with Queer Bar Takeover, and those folks over there. Shout out to Lance and all of his great people that are running the club now. It is great to see the vision go from, and it's just not a club atmosphere. They have dinner club. They have a couple other things that they do within the city. Queer Connect is a really good resource when you're new to town, or you're just trying to figure out what's going on and what we could do in our city. So check them out. It's just really great. Also coming up on the 28th, you have Elevate, ran by Trans Women of Color Collective as a Trans Day of Visibility event. It starts at 7 o'clock. We will be there. Hope to see everybody out. Trans Day of Visibility has historically been a really great event within our city to just show our resilience and to be visible. And there's no time like right now in the state of Missouri and Kansas in the middle of the map to stand our ground, right? To be visible, 10 toes down. We're here. We're not going anywhere. And we hope to see everybody out at that event. Are you all going?
I'm going to be there. I got booked. No, I'm kidding. But
Booked and blessed and booked.
Yeah, I'll be there. I was going to be there anyway, but yeah, it's going to be a good time. It'll be my first time attending, so I'm looking forward.
Yeah, no, I always like T-Walk's events that they put on. I mean, especially as an organization that just recently moved to Kansas City, like within the last year. They've really been doing a spectacular job getting their footprint established. We got the new Level Up group that they just started happening on Thursdays. All you got to do is reach out to them on socials, and you can get the information on that. But, one of those on the ground, like grassroots groups that, connects trans folk together, trans women together to be able to cultivate those resources and build that network that our community's been using since time immemorial.
For sure. And shout out to Nyla Foster, who's the new executive director, for bringing T-Walk to Kansas City. They have done international work. It is a big deal for our city to have that group housed and headquartered here, and just to see the group grow. I know that they have a huge campaign that they just launched for Dee Dee's house, which will be a transitional house, an emergency house for trans women and gender expansive folks to have that emergency safe haven that is so very much so needed here in our city. Sure, shout out to them. There have been so many fallen folks that are from Kansas City, and they wanted to dedicate it to the first one of their tribe, Dee Dee, who had passed away at the hand of violence. And so back then, 2011, I believe, the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project and a lot of fierce advocates worked tirelessly to bring the killer to justice, which happened swiftly. And so we're just here to support in any way that we can, and we hope that all If you're listening to this, you'll do the same. Again, that event is 328, and they do meet at our spots navigation center here at 2810 East 80th Street every other Thursday for their level up. In other news or Trans Day of Visibility for our littles, I believe, James, can you give us a little bit of information about the other event that's happening on the 31st?
Yeah, on the 31st, which is actually Trans Day of Visibility itself, like TDOV is on 3/31. That's a Monday. We're going to be combining forces with the Kansas City, Kansas Public Library for a combined visibility and passages event. Everybody remember passages?
Yes.
I mean, you can't meet somebody in the LGBTQ community in Kansas City who grew up here who doesn't have some relationship
Didn't
to
passages start
right?
in Westport too?
It did. It did. And
Yeah.
it was all volunteer run for a really long time. They grew too big for their britches. Started conversations with the Kansas City Anti-Violence Project, which you mentioned earlier. And that's where I think, Star, you got started working with passages, right? Way back in the day?
Yes.
Way back when?
Don't do that. I don't know. That was about
Before you was born.
20. James, I don't know when.
I don't know.
When
It was,
there.
when did
20
you take the job I applied for? That was
Oh, here we
2014.
go. Here
That
we
was
go.
2014, I think.
13, maybe 14.
Stole his career.
I mean, it
We're
brought
here
us here,
now.
so I'm happy.
Take a deep breath. Let's let it
Everything
go.
happens for a
Woosah.
reason. You wouldn't be here, Pop Pop.
I mean, you're right, but no. So since Passages is under our spot's roof now, we're taking it over to the KCK Public Library, that main branch over on Minnesota Avenue downtown, and we're gonna have our monthly meeting there in combination with their visibility event. So we're gonna be able to do our regular activities. We'll have some food. And then we'll also have some appearances from some of Kansas City's brightest stars. Cough, Casey Sunshine, cough. So more information about that. All you got to do is reach out to our spot, KC. We want to be extra safe with this youth event, so we're not going to put all that information out there right away to the public. But all you got to do is reach out to get some time and address information. So connect that, click that connect button on our website to get that info.
And what's our website?
Should we do it in unison? We haven't practiced. I'll just do it. It's www.ourspotkc.org. You got to say like Korea Kelly at the club.
Oh, is that what it is? I'm like, so the ORG gets spelled out, but not our spot, KC. Okay, boom.
It rhymes. That's the whole point. With the cadence.
Spot case.
Got it. Took me a minute.
All right. Well, thank you for all of that, guys. I'm going to pass it over to James, and James is going to kind of give you guys a overview of our spot and what we actually do here.
Phlip, you put such a big task on my shoulders, but I'm willing to take on. I think it's my job or something. I don't know. No, our spot is actually a really dynamic agency. We've been undergoing so much growth lately. We got our start because, I mean, Star will tell you herself. I mean, even from 20 years ago to 10 years ago to today, the amount of dedicated resources that are safe, accepting, affirming for LGBTQ folks, it's just not there. We don't have the kind of ubiquitous resources that we see in other major cities like our New York, our Chicago, our San Francisco, our LA. And if you know Star, if something's not done right, she's going to do it herself. So, I mean, like, that's how our spot got started. Starting with community events. I remember back in the days at Outskirts, our Pride for the People kind of, uplifting the audiences that aren't at the forefront of mainstream Pride, right?
Absolutely.
So our LBTQ, our plus, our folks of color, that was, I think, a really great start to this organization, putting us on the map as someone who, serves the community on the ground and not just, who's in the Miller Lite posters or whatever.
Was that a shot?
Fired.
I don't know.
Shots fired.
I don't know. We are in Missouri.
We need to
But no, I really liked attending that event as a trans person myself, and it was great to see a completely different crowd that you see at the old mainstream Pride, and I think it set the tone. So after that, I was like, all right, maybe our spot is going to take off. Maybe our spot's going to be the agency that starts telling us it's going to be. So we got our foothold with housing. If anybody has heard the name Lion House, that's us. Our spot is the agency. Lion House is the program. And we were awarded HUD funding on our first try, which, if you're in the homeless services game,
Big deal.
Yeah, can we clap for that real quick? Let's clap for that.
I am currently brushing my shoulders off. No, but because there was such a need for LGBTQ specific housing, and at that time it was especially outsized need amongst LGBTQ plus youth as well. So we wrote that grant, and we got notice that we were awarded the funds probably like a month before COVID hit, and we all locked down. So it took a hot minute for us to actually get the program started. But we started serving folks in 2021 under the Lionhouse program. And I mean, Lionhouse is so unique. It offers us an opportunity to not only establish and cultivate that safe, accepting, and affirming environment that is so necessary for our community's safety, but also we get to put our community's lens on all the other supportive services that we offer. So we're not just, giving folks a list of numbers to call to get mental health services. We're making sure that we're bringing in partners to provide no-cost mental health services, and that those partners are well aware and experienced in, assisting folks in issues dealing with being LGBTQ plus, with being homeless, with being LGBTQ plus and homeless. So, really being able to take intentional steps to cater every aspect of our services to what our community needs and what we can't get from mainstream providers too.
Absolutely. I'm going to cut you off for a second.
Please
Phlip,
do.
Tell us about Hot Seats for Everybody. Tell us about some of the other programs outside of our Lionhouse program that we offer to clients that you work with as a case manager.
So we also have a program where we assist people with rental assistance, utility assistance, and sometimes emergency hotel assistance. And you can fill out an application if you are needing that assistance on our Facebook page. There's a link that you can go to and complete an application if you are needing assistance.
You can reach out to us by phone as well and schedule a time to come in if you don't have access to social media. What else are we missing? What else do? We do a lot. We have clothing closet. We have food.
Where are we sitting now, Star?
Oh, and we have what? Where are we sitting at now?
Navigation Center.
Yeah.
What's the Navigation Center?
You tell me. You sound really excited.
It's where my office is.
If you're looking for Phlip,
You can find me there.
The Navigation Center is pretty much what it sounds like. It's a place where you can navigate resources. It's in renovation right now still, but it's going to be a place, where you're going to navigate resources. We're going to offer therapy. We're going to host events, groups. We already host. We're going to...
So we have a co-working space as well. Folks are out there looking for a home for their business or for their art studio, things of that nature. We're also sitting in our content studio. If you have a podcast you want to record, a photo shoot that you want to have a home for in a safe environment that is affirming to how you identify, hit us up. We have so much more and so many events here. If you need a small meeting space for a board meeting, medium size, large. We have a large space. We have a gym. We have a stage in there as well too. If you want to put on a small event or a pageant, we've squuz about 200, a little over 200 people in there before. So we have small, medium, large, extra large, anything that you need.
I'm sorry, squz.
Squuz, as in squuz.
We do it all.
Yeah.
Our spot does it all.
The past tense of squeeze.
Oh.
Duh.
Oh.
See, he didn't know because it's not a word.
What is it? Oh, we squuz them in here.
That's a Kansas City Public School education.
First of all, I went to Lincoln College Preparatory Academy, and if you know, you know. Okay, don't do that.
Here at our spot, we do it all.
Yeah.
Literally, because you ain't never met another organization like us.
But honestly, if you want to check out some of those spaces, if you're like, oh, hey, I might have that need, all you got to do is come stop by. And a perfect opportunity to do that is to come by one of our cool support groups or clubs that we got going on. Pretty much every other week, we got a bunch of clubs going on. We've got the fun ones. We've got our craft night. Maybe we put on a little music. You bring your knitting, your scrapbook, your origami. I don't know what kind of craft you do, but I bet it's amazing. We also got our board game night. I mean, if you haven't played a nice raucous game of Cards Against Humanities with queers you just met tonight, you haven't lived. So those are really fun. We've got groups for folks who have experienced church hurt, religious trauma. We've got the longstanding Equal Trans Support Group meets in our space. We already talked about Passages, and then we've even got our volunteer facilitators doing online disability support for the LGBTQ plus community. All that stuff.
What's Passages?
What's Passages?
Yeah.
We
What if
just-
I don't know?
But we just talked about Passages.
Did we?
We did.
Oh.
Who is it
You-
for?
Yeah.
Man, y'all and your prompts. So we Passages, for y'all who are uninitiated, is one of the longest standing LGBTQ youth drop-in groups in the country. Definitely the longest standing in Missouri. It's been around since 1990. It's now under Our Spot KC's roof, and we host that once a month for LGBTQ teens. So like 13 to 18, 13 to 19 years old. All you got to do is reach out on our website, ourspotkc.org, under the Connect tab, and we will hook you up with more information about when and where that meets.
What if I'm 12, turning 13 in a couple months?
Most of the time, all it takes is a conversation. We're not checking IDs at the door or nothing like that.
So speaking of Passages, what's happening on May 3rd for the youth?
I don't know if y'all had a good prom experience in high school.
Y'all.
I didn't go.
I'm a Missouri transplant. I had to get the lingo.
You squaz it in.
I squeezed it in. I don't know if y'all had a good prom experience back in high school, but at least for some of us, it was not the best of memories if we even did go. But Passages and Our Spot KC are working together to throw our very own prom this year, this spring. We've got it coming up at the Our Spot KC Navigation Center on May 3rd. I hear rumors that we're going to have a theme. Yeah. I think it speaks to some recent album releases. I don't know.
We
Drum
haven't
roll.
released it yet, but we'll let you hear it first. On May 3rd, we will be throwing, in conjunction with KC Pride, which typically holds a pageant for adults. This year, we're combining it with our prom to hold a very KC Pride's first pageant in conjunction with the prom, and it is themed after the one and the only queen. And I don't even have to go any further because y'all know who that is. But anyway, it is Beyonce
Elizabeth.
for Rhinestone Rodeo. Just getting
Beyonce.
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 Okay.
Oh my God.
Brr.
Okay. Rhinestone Rodeo. Get your outfits ready. And it is for ages 14 to 20. Yeah, there'll be
looking over at
sign-ups. Yeah. Shut up. The 14 to 20, and there'll be sign-ups coming out shortly about that. So stay tuned to our socials. That is a big deal. As a young queer, going to prom was often and sometimes, is inaccessible, or folks are being made to wear certain things or not able to go with who they want to go with. It's time out for that. So we invite you all out to our prom and pageant again for 14 to 20-year-olds on May 3rd.
Save the date.
Right. Speaking of Beyonce, stay tuned to our social media. We've got a huge announcement coming up. We are sending 2 people, all expenses paid, to her concert in her hometown. Floor tickets. Floor tickets,
Yeah, that's a
people.
big deal.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, because
And I
I'm
love
entering
her.
that rap for myself.
I love her.
I don't think we're
Also,
eligible.
on an announcements tip, Pride Fest is coming up. This is the 50th year of Kansas City Pride Fest.
Woo!
We know that
Let's go.
Pride has taken many tolls, turns, and all in between. But KC Pride Fest and Parade will be celebrating the 50th year. That's a huge deal. June 6th through 8th. Get ready for the parade and all of the vendors and sponsors. We have entertainers. Please, please, please don't hit me up after this application closes on the 31st of this month.
What's
Get those
coming up?
applications in. I cannot squeeze you in, and no one else can either.
No one's getting squished.
They're not going to get squazzed. That's just that.
No squazzing.
Vendors. We're flying off. I don't know what's going on this year, but these vendor and sponsor slots are flying off the shelves. If you want to be present, please do. We have unique opportunities for ERGs and groups to work our main gates as a way to, there's a lot of people whose major corporate companies have pulled back from DEI. as a way to give it back to them. Groups are coming together to volunteer at our gates to still be present and to still show folks that we're still here and we're not going anywhere. Parade entries, we are cutting it off this year sooner than later. So if you want to be in the parade, get those floats together. Our theme has been released. It is bold in gold. Okay. As a milestone, the 50th year, of course, it's gold, and we're bold. We're doubling down and being bold this year and every year to follow. So bold and gold is a theme. So if you want to get those parade floats going, be creative, and I want to see all of the shining, shimmering gold that you can. Why are you looking at me like that? That you can pull out of that closet. You know what I mean? 50 years. Think about the decades there. I want to see the afros, the bell bottoms, all of the things.
The boots.
I'm getting my, definitely the boots. I'm wearing my boots from the concert.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, what else do we got, James?
Well, speaking of pride,
Okay.
we will be releasing a application for bartenders. We are looking for bartenders, bar backs, everything that consists of bars when it comes to the pride. So we will be releasing a application. So if you have experience, if you are an experienced bartender in a high paced environment, please do not hesitate to fill out one of those applications.
Will they be volunteering, or is this like
It is a paid job.
Okay.
Ooh.
Come on, monies.
Let's
Do the
go.
tips be flowing or not?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Depends on you,
Maybe.
right?
Maybe.
Oh, you don't want to share the tips.
Maybe. No. It's a good weekend. Very fast paced. So please be prepared for that if you do sign up. But you make good money overall.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait. I got a pride thing too.
What? Go.
Our spot, we got our own magazine, right? The Roar.
We do.
Yeah. Roar. I don't know.
Don't do that.
Every chance I get to announce this magazine, I have to roar about it. No. But it stands for redefining, right? Redefining outreach, arts, and resources. We print that in-house. I tell people the printing press that we've got at our facility there, it's bigger than my first apartment. It's a real big printing press.
Yeah.
But that means that we control every step of the process of this publication, and we use that to uplift Kansas City's queer voices. Which means we're putting, some pieces that are about us and what we're doing. But most importantly is we're getting pieces from in the community, whether it's a written article or a poem or some artwork or even like an advertisement for your business. The folks who contribute pieces like the articles, the poetry and whatnot, we are offering stipends to the community members who get published. So that's a great way to not only build your portfolio, but get some extra cash too, right? And all you got to do is reach out to us at roar@ourspotKC.org, ROAR at ourspotKC.org.
You. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how much are we talking?
For the
Enough.
stipends, $1 million.
No, delete. Control, Alt, delete.
It is in fact $75.
$75. That could pay for my HRT every month.
I mean, hey.
And Phlip's coffee obsession
Not in front of company.
for 2 weeks. All right. Cool. We want to thank you for coming out to our very first episode of
Ourcast.
Yeah.
At our spot, KC.
Where do you hear us?
G.
Oh my God.
Sorry. Yeah, we're gonna get it next time. Hopefully, next time you'll be seeing us too. So get ready because we're gorgeous as hell.
Some of us.
No,
I'm talking about me.
you said no. We're not gonna see us next time.
I'm pretty.
What is wrong with her? Thank y'all for tuning in, and
I
we
wear
can't
red
wait
panties.
to see you and hear you next time.
Omido Phlip.